Alright everybody, welcome back to another game of intermediate chess, where I play some games on the internet and talk through my thought process playing chess. As a intermit is the charitable interpretation of my rating, to be honest. More like advanced beginner, at least in terms of skill. I've been playing for a while, so I'm better than the average. But doesn't mean we can't make mistakes, which often happens. Alright, we're playing as white. Okay, and just making sure that we had audio. Alright, so I'm a e4 player, and our opponent opts for a Scandinavian Defense, so d5. We normally take, and we'll just see how the rest of this goes. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That might have been a mouse slip. Sorry, I'm also adjusting my own. Okay. This game might end, but I guess not. Oh, I guess I could have. What is going? What am I seeing here? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Yeah. But, you know, that happens too on the internet, so, unfortunate, maybe a mouse slip to our opponent. We're just gonna go ahead and play another game. That happens to us. That happens to me. I say us when it's just me. Okay, we got another game playing as black. 1471. And yeah, right now we're a measly 1374. And we got d4. That's always interesting. Our inclination is to play the knight or Indian game. Okay, and they're doing also something somewhat unusual. What should we do here? To be honest, what should we do? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and kind of play d4. I don't think, I haven't had much success. I like to play King's Indian Defense in pretty much all circumstances for d4, but it really hasn't been working out for me. Okay. I'm just gonna continue to develop. Do the bishop here. Here. Yeah, okay, so this... Is this anything? Should I be like this, threatening this or something? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Does that make sense? Should I do that? Part of me doesn't think I should. Part of me thinks that I should. But, probably not. Well, let's just keep everything. I mean, they're opening up their king here, potentially. Okay. That's fine. I guess let's open up our other bishop. For here or here. Okay, so then maybe just here. Get ready to castle. I don't know, maybe we'll put our knight here. Maybe we'll go like this. I don't know. Kind of a crazy pawn structure for our opponent. Really. Like, you don't see something like this a whole lot. And, like, these are, I think, are considered backward pawns, which can be vulnerabilities later on. I'm just gonna keep developing, because I'm a moment away from castling, and I got just more pieces out. They haven't gotten their pieces out. So one of the things in terms of, opening theory and structure is to develop your minor pieces, and try not to create weaknesses, which my interpretation is, yeah, like this is a undefended pawn and everything like that, so I feel, should be exploitable. Yeah, hopefully this isn't a bad idea. I really actually didn't realize that this knight was all the way over here. Like, what is going on sometimes, you know? Okay, if I pushed here, most likely would have to go here, because this is still protected pretty good, even though it's got one there. This I can just pick up this way. I'm wondering if I should take in the center already, but I mean, it's pretty insanely well defended, to be honest. So part of me is thinking to do this, and maybe I'm just going to start crashing on the queen side, and that'll be my plan. At least that's what I'm thinking. Should I just go ahead and castle too? I mean, it completes development, and I mean, they're super locked in, to be honest, so I think I'm gonna go for it. Let's just... yeah, I don't know, our opponents in this game tonight, have been playing interesting chess. And what was this? This was a d4? d4, kind of a d5? Indian game fantasy variation. Never heard of it. But I know in the Karo Khan pushing... wait, what's it? I don't know. I can't remember what it is in the Karo Khan. I think it is, yeah, pushing that when you have a structure like I don't know. I was trying to outline what the Karo Khan fantasy variation would look like. But we're 11 games into it. I think this is a good position. Again, from what we're seeing from our opponent is like they haven't really developed, and these two pieces are pretty locked in at the moment. And so yeah, we're gonna hit here, 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 and even here with check, and you know, they might develop and stuff, but we're gonna have queen on an open file. So yeah, just, you know, this is the stage, at least for me, I'm out of the opening. I mean, like, our opponent hasn't developed, so where we are 10 games into it, or 10 moves into it, I'm trying to come up with like a go forward plan, pretty much, like trying to identify weaknesses and trying to, I guess, realize my own, you know, where my forces are going. But I should pay attention to our opponent. I mean, I feel like they could do some damage here a little bit. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm trying to be as worried, an appropriate amount of worried, but we'll see. Excuse me, drinking coffee. See, normally I play at night, but today I'm playing in the morning. So let's see if that changes our fortunes. This is kind of a new series, but if you've seen anything on my channel for a while, I've been playing chess, kind of just a new hobby, and wanting to get better at it, make videos, kind of record my progress, and kind of keep a catalog of games that I play and some of my thoughts on it. I could try to just write them down, but I mean, just record it and watch it back later and see my thought process. Okay, so our opponent does develop a bishop. It kind of adds another defender on this whole scenario. So, if here, you know, they could potentially take, which I would like them to. But then, okay, here, and then they take, and now I cannot take anymore because they have a new defender here. So I'd be down a pawn. I would have my queen on an open file, but I don't know how worth it that is. Um, Especially because I feel like it wouldn't take very much for our opponent to um, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for here? I mean, to just be able to, and I think that's a pass pawn. That would technically be a pass pawn. So yeah, I think that this is no longer a viable option, which is unfortunate because it was like my best idea. Rerouting the knight all the way to there for that vulnerability, I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. Getting now, if I were to focus on these pieces here, I don't know, and like try and open this up. Yeah, what to do, what to do. I mean, I do feel like, so their king is in the center. I mean, I feel like I need to like somehow crack this open. But now like I've invested so much time and attention. Maybe if I were to go like here, that's the last piece of development actually, is to connect the rooks and develop the queen. Yeah, I think that makes a whole lot of sense. I won't, if, you know, if I were to do my original idea, I would have my queen over here, but since these are connected, I can still have a rook on an open file, and I'm still aiming to make this happen. I guess another idea was I could try to reroute the knight over here, but yeah, accomplishing, I guess, in one move what I could have done in two moves, if you were to look at it like that. I don't know. Our opponent keeps on somewhat inching forward with these knights, but I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. So honestly, I feel like this is going to just be the way. There is always this just to disrupt things, but in terms of taking back this way, I keep on getting burned with ideas with the rook and queen on the H file or what have you. I think mostly on the H file. Okay, okay. That's interesting. Man, I could do this, but then like, what's wrong with me? What would be wrong with me? Ooh, that's tough now. Although now I'm thinking this, just go all in on the queen side. It's piqued my interest. I actually became a little excited at this idea of just focusing on all of this, just being like, oh yeah, actually. See, this is also why, you know, I don't always catch stuff like that. And to be honest, it has been a lot of that for me. The more that I play, the more that I have played, is, you know, sometimes you miss like simple just a simple hanging piece, like not even a tactic, just that piece was hanging, and that's, you know, it. There isn't anything else. I feel like I could just take, and you know, I might move here, or I might move here, I don't know. If they take with the queen, obviously. Okay, yeah, and we're up like just a lot, right? And I'm just gonna push now. They could, yeah, that's fine. I mean, again, nothing is stopping me, I think, to be honest. I could even just do this just to, you know, trade off some more pieces. I'm up, not just an exchange per se, but what is it? Like a rook and a pawn? Or an exchange and a pawn. Yeah. So yeah, we're doing fine. And I mean, yeah, these pieces, if they get any closer, you know, we'll just take. Other ideas is like just move in, trying to get rooks in the game, and then trying to open up this potentially. This knight is pretty much just playing don't get too close. That's all it's doing. And yeah, I think this game is going to wrap up shortly here too. and it's fine to get quicker games in. Um, Another observation that I have is that so here I'm playing 15 minutes with a 10-second increment. When I play not recording, I play 10 minutes and without any increment. And I feel like those games go a lot faster. That 10-second increment really can extend a game exponentially, to be honest. I mean, 10 moves, 100 seconds, right? Essentially. So, yeah, it goes from 15 already to 16 pretty quickly. 16, 17, 18. Yeah, with 20 moves, add 200 minutes. It's almost 4 hours. 4 hours, 4 minutes. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Our opponent might just be trying to figure out if it's worth continuing or has rage quit on us. But either way, we'll just sit and wait for the inevitable to to happen. Um, but yeah, so we can go back already to this game. I mean, our opponent played d4, and the knight out is what is considered the Indian game, mainly because it sometimes leads to a King's Indian Defense. But I feel like, yeah, starting with the knights, like as opposed to developing the pawns, is always kind of considered the Indian game. I'm not 100% sure why. I think, or at least I've heard, and I want to say this like came from some Indian chess player, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to mix people up based off of what their names sound like, because I kind of forget where people are from. Uh, it could have been. No, I think this guy is Indian. Vidit Gujarati. I think that's his name. Vidit. But yeah. Oh, what was I even gonna say? That the Indian game is considered when the knights go out first, because that is kind of a legacy developing move from Chaturanga, the like original OG Indian version of the game before it went through Persia and ended up in Europe. But yeah, anyway, some history, just sometimes kind of interesting. So anyway, so yeah, d4, knight out, f6, without trying to look, trying to understand the grid, f6. Queen comes out, and you know, at this point, most people would, if they were to play c3, then that would kind of signal more King's Indian Defense type of structure on our side. There are more London-esque systems that you see out there, and it's not like you can't play, but I just do not have great success playing King's Indian Defense, to be honest. So I've been trying to get more into d5 and just kind of playing more of a traditional d4 d5 structure. And I mean, it works, I guess. I really don't know what I'm doing sometimes. I'm really just responding to how our opponent plays, and yeah, it's scary but can be exciting. Like what I was even saying, like when we started realizing what we had here. Yeah. So again, our opponent plays this, which yeah, Caro-Kann structure would have pieces like here, here, like the pawns would be in these places. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It's just you don't see that a whole lot. At least I don't. Um, so yeah, it opts us to just go d4, d5. Um, Even if they played into a King's Indian structure, I feel like I don't have great success with that either. So always, that's always happening. So anyway, and then our opponent just, I don't know if people are just messing with me today, this morning, or don't understand, and so I just I mean, again, this is I don't know how to respond to this, so I'm just developing pieces. I'm not familiar with this. If it is any kind of theory, I'd be surprised if when we get to the analyzing portion, that the computer would be like, yeah, this is a game, a book move, or something. And then they, push us around here for a little bit, but really weaken their king side. I think right now they're not even. Yeah, they lost. Okay, there it goes. But good game to our opponent and playing something unusual, which is always cool. Got a miss. I'm wondering it. No, we're at 20 minutes. I shouldn't bore you guys. I should be conservative and quality over quantity when it comes to chess. Sometimes that's definitely a problem. Is that I don't analyze games and I don't learn from my mistakes and I don't improve. So we're just gonna go ahead and hit game review on this one, and we'll see what the computer thinks as well as what I think, and we'll see how it scored us. 78, which is lower than I was hoping, and got us as a 1700, which is what I would like to be one day. Yeah, just 2 book moves. I'm surprised that that's even 2. Maybe yeah, that what was it, F3? Is that what that is? F3 push. And then we did have a miss, but it was pretty much a very slow. I couldn't detect any real advantage anywhere earlier on. I was just developing, but then our opponent hangs a piece and we take advantage. But yeah, let's go ahead into it. Okay, so yeah, D4, slightly less common, but blah blah blah. Indian game, controlling the center. Yeah, just controlling the center. And yeah, this is considered a book move. And see, we're all. But then yeah, it starts going off the rails with, and this is just a good move. Okay, that was best. I remember that was a moment of contention, whether or not I should, try to just damage the structure. Better option was to develop a knight, so it wanted me to either go here or here. Yeah, I don't know. I was just, opening my bishop for development eventually. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just developing, and I guess protecting this square, perhaps. But yeah, either way, we'll continue. But yeah, didn't like that. That's fine. That's good. And yeah, already 2 point advantage on our side of things. I didn't really like that. This move lost the advantage, so now you stand equal. No. Let's see. No, it's a miss. The better move was to sacrifice a knight for a nice tactic. Is it? Yeah, is it this? Yeah, boop. And then here. And then, I don't know, here or here. And it does wreak havoc. I'm curious. I just kind of want to see. So yeah, if here. Yeah, that's best. Here. And does it show a recommendation? So yeah, E2 is number 1, so that's up here. E2 or D2, that's that. Oh yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, either way, it starts to really wreck the king. Yeah, I wish I could understand. Oh, look, it does put the image for me. Oh yeah, so no, the queen, knight. What does it want us to do? Wants us to take again? You're mad. Oh, I guess you could take with the bishop. Yeah, bishop. Then yeah, you got the queen back. Man, that's crazy. Anyway, back to the analysis. How do I get back? Uh, okay. So yeah, crazy tactic over here. And this is our miss. Okay, and it pretty much just missed us for the for this tactic. Uh, you know, it was I was trying to figure something out for this because this is a huge vulnerability. It's why you're not really supposed to play this. And then our opponent just also never castled, and again just didn't develop a lot of pieces quickly enough to do anything. So yeah, it just wants us to keep doing that. And okay, that your better option was to take an outpost with the bishop. Ooh, you wanted something like that? Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Resume. So yeah, that's just an inaccuracy. Also an inaccuracy. Your best move was to attack a pawn chain. Was it like this? This is the only way I can do it here. Yeah. I mean, I guess I did think this, but one of kind of, I guess, again, middle game principles, it was kind of like why I was focusing on this is that the direction of your pawns is the direction you need to attack, kind of like the tip of a spear kind of idea. And you see the rest of the pawn chain if you remember from the rest of the game. But, yeah, attacking in the center, I mean, I did briefly consider it. Since the king is still in the center, again, they haven't developed. We're almost essentially fully developed, so it did make sense, but I'm not confident enough in that kind of attacking chess. Anyway, we just kind of continue with the plan that I kind of came up with. Oh, I didn't like this. Let's see what, man, it really wanted it. I guess, hang on, let's just, yeah, and, you know, that would be a mistake, and the best would be to take with the knight. And I guess, yeah, this is an outpost, so yeah, that's just, and you know, I was like, how to attack these two pawns, because I was pointing these out as weaknesses too. Oh, but yeah, and then they would have to move here, and I don't know, yeah, it's like just turns into madness at a certain point. But very interesting. Okay. So duly noted. So the main thing, I guess, about this is that it's really pushing to attack in the center when our opponent's king is still in the center, perhaps, and when they are as underdeveloped with as many weaknesses. So, I mean, I feel like I was identifying these things, but I couldn't come up with a game plan to take advantage of those facts, those facts of life. He still doesn't even really like this all that much. And then yeah, then just a blunder to end the game, unfortunately for our opponent. Yeah, just a full-on blunder. And then yeah, just, you know, simple advancing, up plenty of material, plenty of advantage. We would have to really throw away the game, and you know, other stuff was coming. So, good game to our opponent. Yeah, hopefully we're just gonna keep on making improvements. Mostly just playing and recording, trying to analyze the game, and trying to get better at chess. So, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.